This podcast is brought to you by Itopia Life for the finest medical marijuana in town and around. Hit up Itopia 10A West Kings House Road. The very best medical marijuana dispensary around. Bar none. This podcast is also brought to you by
Lothian's Boutique. Follow them on Instagram at Lothian's Boutique. You can check them out in Portmore at 23 West Tradeway. That's 23 West Tradeway. And guys, please use my code Ariane10 to get 10% off your next bundle purchase. That's Ariane10 for your next bundle purchase. 10% off.
This podcast is also brought to you by Sharp Cut Barbers for the sharpest of cuts.
Shing.
It must have shing with you too. No, you're not too line up, man. Kind of weird. Yeah. The sharpest of cuts. Hit up Sharp Cut Barbers located at 9 Bronstroff Square. Fix merch, people. Cop fix merch at teespring.com/store/the Fix JA. Ladies, help me out with the slashes going forward, please. The black tee with the white logo, the blue tee with the faded logo, our brand new Fix mask, as well as our Fix cup can all be had at teespring.com/stores the Fix JA. We can do this, as a team. We can do this. All right. Shadow.
Yeah, let's
make the people them get to know Shadow a bit. What do you do, Shadow?
Tell us
Probably
about
people
yourself.
here talk about the whole heap and them don't really know exactly what you do. What do you do in this industry?
All right. Well,
Who are you?
You want me to give you a synopsis, or you
Sure.
want me just speak to the industry? Which is it?
All of it.
A synopsis.
Synopsis.
Don't try it, Ari. Those words are reserved for Shadow.
Yo, my brain is fried. Yeah, a synopsis of
A synopsis.
everything.
Pretty much. Well, firstly, I've been in the business for
40 years.
16 years.
Jamie
Yes.
said 40.
That would be nice, but unfortunately, I can't claim that. I can't claim that, Javi. But I've been in the business for 16 years, since 2004. Right. And to present, pretty much as far as it relates to entertainment, I mean, I've worked in several capacities and still do. Manager, business manager,
/
publicist, journalist, counselor,
/
even security detailing, mediator. Right. So I think it's fair to say that I have been very instrumental in the career of several of the prominent protagonists of the entertainment industry.
In the spice.
Right. So, yeah. And as I said, I tend to operate outside the fray. I prefer it that way.
So who are some of these artists? Just to list them out for people. Who may not know.
It's been a bunch, but currently, I mean, as I said, I work with a bunch of people. Idonia, Governor, Nesbeth, Bugle, Idol, a whole bunch of people. And I've worked with
One
so
big one
many
in the past,
others.
DeMarco.
Just countless people. I don't even want to go down that. Rhino,
Cartel. I don't know why you don't want to say.
I was just trying to, let us not get into the
The man
name
saying they want to go
calling.
down that path.
Right. I'm trying. That's why I'm trying not to do too
Okay,
much of the
okay,
name calling.
okay.
Just say, as I
Just to
said,
name a few.
I've worked with a myriad of
The
current
Vanguard myriad.
protagonists. Right.
Makes sense.
Right.
So how does a mild-mannered person like yourself find yourself in this business? And that's what we really want to know. Like, people may see your demeanor and say, you're really fit for dance. How do you find yourself in it?
Well, actually, how I got into dancehall because at the time this was like 2004. 2004, I was working for an IT company. I was the operations manager. And one of my best friends now came and applied for a job. And at the time, he drove I think it was a Toyota. And written on the front of it was Honda side, as in Honda Killer. And at the time, I drove a Honda. And I'm like, look at this little idiot. I mean, with this silly car about Honda side. Like that car, at that time I drove a Euro R. And I'm like, that little silly car that you're driving couldn't even come near this car. But anyway, he came for the job. I liked him. He got the job. And one day his car stopped working and I realized he lived close to me and I was giving him a drive home. And when we were passing, I think it was by one of the arcades, I think it's Constant Spring Arcade, I hear a lady, she passing and she said, oh my God, I need to hurry up and go down to the arcade because I need to go and buy some CDs for my son because if I go back to New York and I don't have it, he's going to kill me. And I said to my friend, you hear what she just said? And he's like, nah, dude, I don't hear nothing. Because you know you're just weird and you're always, your thought process is always like way out there. And I'm like, no, I'm like, what if we could come up with a concept where we could create a platform that people could listen to music directly from Jamaica? That way they wouldn't need to be buying CDs. And he says, oh, that sounds interesting. Long and short, fast forward. So, you know, four of us sat down and we conceptualized the idea. Myself, Kemar Lindo, Fatal, and Side. His name is Side. And we created 876radio.com. So the creation of 876radio.com, now we started to stream music. It became very popular. A lot of entertainers started to send us music to put. And we'd play it, and then we said we needed something else. So we said, okay, we needed to start putting some information, news, stories. So they said, okay, you know, Shadow, since you seems like you speak better than the rest of us, you know, you do some writing, you know, figure it out. And I was like, all right, fine. So I tried, and it started working. And then before I know it, some publicists started reaching out and sending us information and said, post this up on your site. And
like publicists from other artists,
right? For other artists, start sending us stuff, and we posted it on the site. And then artists themselves started reaching out to us and sending us music and said, "Listen, we want you guys to come and cover these things for us. You know, take some pictures here and you know write about this and that." And then one particular artist reached out to me and said, "Hey, listen, you know, I have an artist and we're going on the road and, you know, tell you what, why don't you come with us? You're the one that did the writing." I said, yes. He said, why don't you come with us and just cover it? And I said, sure. And we went and I liked it. And I was like, instead of sitting in a room writing code, street code kind of nice. So yeah, it went from writing code to street code. And yeah. And pretty much, yeah, it just led from one artist to another. And eventually I was like, you know, maybe this would be a nice change in career. And yeah, I'm here today.
Wow. So how was that transition though from, you know, corporate to being a entrepreneur publicist? Like, was it an easy, smooth transition? Like,
definitely not. No, definitely not. Because, you know, you come in an industry where it's very informal and you have to deal with a lot of uncouth behavior and the brashness. And you learn very.
Shut up, me that for play that.
A reading rain.
Sad. Right. All right now. No, but you learn to deal with that, and then you just realize that, okay, guess what? These guys are really passionate about what they do, and it's just a case that, you know, the upbringing is different, and you just have to learn to adjust to that, right? Not everybody is going to, you know, be grown in a stable home with certain principles. You have to understand a lot of the people in entertainment, especially dancehall. They come through the ranks, very humble beginnings, the struggles. And so their way of understanding things are not going to be the same as you. You know, the aggression and amongst other things. Right.
So it was a learning curve for you?
So it was a learning curve, but nonetheless, I mean, let it not be said, it's not like I was born and raised uptown. I wasn't. I actually was born in a very impoverished circumstance and pretty much just over time elevated myself. So it's not like I'm not accustomed to the impoverished life. I know what that is like, but I just never wanted to stay there. Right. But nonetheless, as I said, it was an interesting transition. And I guess because of my patience and the ability to tolerate a lot of things, I guess I kind of geled and assimilated well with a lot of the entertainers.
Yeah. So was it difficult for them to accept Shadow? Like, you know, like, was it a situation where like, what But uptown youth, yeah, like I'm sure them maybe some said that or
Yes, people have
Why
said
you
that
don't
to
smoke
me.
with
Yes. For example, I remember when Roach, rest in peace, Roach, bless your soul. I remember when Roach was introducing me to Cartel. And Roach said, yo, I think the studio at that time was by it was Solid Agency. It was by I think it was Maryvale Close at that time. And Cartel was there recording, and Roach brought me to the studio, and he went around and he was like, yo, Cartel, listen, we have this little uptown youth, you know, him bad. Yo, trust me, at them control876radio.com, and boy, you give them 2 drop on, yo, just keep my link, man, good youth, man. And Cartel kind of look at me and he just like, big up, and just walked away. And for me, that was just like a moment. It's like, oh my God, that was Cartel. Yo.
and you try to play cool like
Yeah, I was just like, yo,
yeah, bro.
that's Cartel. So, you know, when I went home the day and I actually saw my friends and I was like, so there's like, yo, where was up to all day? And I was like, nah, you know, I was just coming from the studio. Yeah, I was just there holding an energy with Cartel.
Watch out. Mr. Cool now, you
Yeah, it
know.
was all energy.
I'm like,
No big deal.
yeah, like holding an energy, like, bro, cool it. The man literally just went and walked away. He probably don't even remember it.
Right?
But nonetheless, you know, it was a moment
Yeah.
at that particular point in time. And I mean, outside of that, I think with most persons, I've not really had any issues. I remember when I was working at DeMarco, working with DeMarco at True Gift Entertainment, Elephant Man came there and he saw me like,
You're a subtle.
so DeMarco was like, Ellie, Shadow, yeah, is him govern the studio for me. So I was like, I stretched out my arm and I was like, afternoon, all is well. And Elephant, literally, he had like a towel in his hand. You know, he was swinging it like this. And he goes and he looked and he said, yo, mark off. I'm trying, no, this Elephant Man, I am not trying to mimic your
Hold
on. Stick at it. Child, I never knew your Elephant Man impression was so good.
No,
I've never heard it before.
He's always tried to remain so diplomatic,
You know,
right?
you know what I mean?
So astute.
No. That's true though. No, but as I said, I'm cool with Ellie. I have no issues with it. But he was just there like, you know, yo, mark off. God no. Yo, whether man you go with PhD in a dance hall.
A PhD
Yeah.
in that song.
Am I dead? Them no one theme with this. Where I go? Am I dead with this? So
That was funny.
yeah, but I was just like, outside of that, I mean, it's been cool though.